Hi, Shukalpa. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. I'm just sharing my screen.
Yes, able to see.
Okay. Srikant, are you recording this one or else not required today?
No, recordings.
Okay, thank you. Once again, thanks for joining today's demo. So let me introduce myself. So my name is Srikant. So I have total 19 years of SAP, HCM, as well as Employee Central Payroll and SuccessFactor experience. Almost completed 7 implementation when it come to SAP HCM and 5 implementation when it come to Employee Central Payroll. Total, I have done end-to-end implementation more than 10. I'm currently working as a solution architect, one big company, level 4 company. So coming to my training experience, we are into SAP Injure technology. Almost we completed 50 batches nearly for Employee Central Payroll. Now we are starting 51 batch, probably next month. So for that, we are taking demos. And when it comes to Employee Central Payroll, you can see my course contents. This is the course contents when it comes to Employee Central Payroll. Part of Employee Central Payroll, what course offering we are here? Part of Employee Central Payroll. This is the course contents. So when it comes to Employee Central Payroll, we all know that there is a front-end system and there is a back-end system. When I say front-end system, nothing but SuccessFactor, Employee Central, which comes under core module, and back-end system, nothing but payroll system, that is Employee Central Payroll. Since we have two systems as a front-end system, back-end system, when it comes to configuration as well, we need to perform a bit of configuration in SuccessFactor Employee Central as well. I can say out of 100%, 5% configuration we need to do Employee Central, and rest of the configuration we are going to do Employee Central Payroll. So because of that, if you see my course contents, initially 2 to 3 days, we are going to cover all the theory topic which is required for Employee Central Payroll. Because as a ECP consultant, you should know about Employee Central Payroll structure, how it work, how it can be integrated with front-end system, what are the terminologies we use generally when it comes to success factor. All these things we can discuss during the first 1 or 2 days theory classes. Because of that only you can see course contents. What is Employee Central Payroll? Why it is Employee Central? SF terminologies, implementation methodology, what is workbook, prerequisite for Employee Central Payroll. These are the theory topic which we are going to cover initially 1 or 2 days so that as the ECP consultant, you can understand what is what. Once we complete the theory class so that you can understand what is Employee Central Payroll, then we can start the configuration. So when it comes to configuration, we can discuss what is the provisioning system, why it is required. Also, when it comes to configuration, the configuration can be divided into two parts. One is employee central configuration, which is required for employee central payroll. What are the configuration we need to do? Why we need to do employee central configuration? Because employee central is the master data system. It is a front-end system. We need to do certain connection setup. For that, we require to do just 5% configuration in EC, part of ECP implementation. And moreover, this configuration required for the P2P point-to-point application. When I say point-to-point application, this is the standard middleware where SAP has given to replicate data from front-end system to back-end system, that is EC to ECP. For that, SAP has given one middleware, the middleware called P2P point-to-point application. For that, the front-end system EC we need to configure 5% configuration. It is nothing but connection setup. Also, there are certain configuration. Up to 5 days or 1 week, we are going to cover EC topics for ECP implementation, which is required for P2P configuration. These are the configuration. Once we completed the front-end system configuration, then we can move on to ECP, Employee Central Payroll, where we need to do almost 80% configuration. Most of the configuration in ECP as a ECP consultant. So when it comes to Employee Central Payroll means it is a combination of your SAP basic configuration, your SAP payroll basic configuration, and P2P point-to-point configuration, and PCC payroll control center configuration is equal to Employee Central Payroll. So Employee Central Payroll means SAP payroll basic configuration, P2P configuration, and PCC configuration is equal to Employee Central Payroll. So that you can see all the configuration related to P2P we can cover here in this ECP implementation configuration. It means that when it comes to P2P point-to-point configuration, both the system we need to configure. 5% configuration EC, 95% configuration ECP, so that we can complete end-to-end P2P configuration. And also we can see payroll control center. What is payroll control center? Basically, when it comes to payroll control center means it is automation of your payroll. Earlier in SAP HCM, we used to do all the transaction by manually. It means that we need to remember all the T code transaction codes and we need to execute one after another. But when it comes to ECP, since it is latest technology, everything can be automation. The payroll automation, the validation automation, everything can be automated. For that, we need to implement PCC, payroll control center. Again, this is part of ECP implementation. The P2P point-to-point configuration, part of ECP implementation. PCC, payroll control center, part of ECP implementation. For that, we need to do all this configuration. See, payroll control center configuration. Once we complete PCC and P2P and SAP basic configuration, your ECP implementation is completed. And here, part of ECP configuration, I will also train if you are not coming from SuccessFactor background, so that the overview of EC can be given for SAP HCM consultant, because SAP HCM consultant they do not know what is EC, so that I have introduced some of the topic which is required for employee central payroll consultant as EC knowledge. That is part of ECP training. That also will be covered under this. Lastly, the closing of ECP implementation. What are the cutover activities? What is release management? How we can do client copy? All this can be defined and discussed, so that end-to-end implementation can be completed. This is the overall course structure when it comes to employee central payroll. Any questions on course contents, so that we can move on to the demo deck? I just prepared one demo deck where you can understand what is employee central payroll, how it works, what are the benefit we can get by implementing employee central payroll. Any questions on course contents? Anyone having
No,
course contents questions?
no.
No.
Okay, thank you. Let me open demo deck. The demo deck having almost 16 to 20 slides, high level. What is employee central payroll? How it work? What are the benefit we can get? Why customers are moving nowadays ECP? All this can be discussed. In the final 5 to 10 minutes, I can show ECP system, how it looks like, and EC system, how it looks like. For EC system, SAP HCM consultant, they might not show, see so far, so that they can see how it looks like. For SF consultant, people are coming from SF background, they know very well. Clear? Let me open demo deck. Let me can somebody tell me, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You are seeing agenda, right? The slide which is showing agenda slide, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then you are in correct path. Okay, fine. So basically, when it comes to employee central payroll, this is the agenda today's demo, ECP demo, which we are going to cover. What is employee central and employee central overview, the features and functionalities, what is the process flow when it comes to ECT, ECP, what are the terminology we can use, how system landscape is defined, what is replication, all this can be defined, I mean that we can discuss. This is the very first slide where you can understand what is employee central payroll. When it comes to employee central payroll, first of all, we need to understand this is SuccessFactor product. Also, it is cloud payroll system. When I say SuccessFactor product can be divided into two categories. One is core model. Another one we call it the talent model. Core model means employee central payroll comes under core model. Talent model, PMGM, onboarding, RCM, LMS, variable pay, compensation, CDP, succession planning, everything comes under talent model. It means that we call it as success factors suite. The suite having two categorization, core model, talent model. Why they bifurcated core model, employee central? Because employee central, employee central payroll, basically connected model, integrated model. It means that whenever you want to implement employees for employee central payroll, you have to have mandatorily EC is the mandatory model. It means that I'm a customer. I need to implement payroll product of ECP, employee central payroll. Then mandatorily I have to buy EC license as well. It means that EC must be implemented along with ECP. Without EC, employee central, no ECP implementation. However, EC consultant will take care of EC model. ECP consultant will take care of ECP model. But if you want to implement employee central payroll, EC is the mandatory model. Why? Because EC means employee central, which is master data system, system of record of employee. It means that anything, everything will be updated in EC only related to employee. Employee master data, employee org data, nothing but job and position, employee options data, employee time data, employee benefit data, everything only one system that is called EC, which is employee central. Nothing but system of record, master data system. So all the employee data will be updated in EC, no single record, no single data. You can update directly employee central payroll because employee central payroll, we do not have to maintain the data transaction PA30 to run the actions, high to retire actions, PA40. It means that in employee central payroll, we do not have PA30, PA40 access. So your PA40, your PA30 is equal to EC so that you can understand what is EC. Your EC means your PA30 of SAP HCM, your PA40 of SAP HCM is moved to now EC. It means that when it comes to employee central payroll, we don't have PA40, PA30. So obviously, whatever you're supposed to use, PA40, PA30, your system is EC now. It means that from high to retire, all the data you are going to update EC. Any data changes, any hiring, any promotion, any demotion, any termination, any rehire, end to end, you are going to update EC only. Once EC data is updated, automatically There is a middleware P2P point-to-point application. This will take the data into ECP payroll system. So now we can understand employee central payroll means it is just only payroll system. It is just only payroll system where the payroll will be calculated. Rest of the things will be updated in EC. However, the data will flow automatically on the real-time basis because of SAP standard interface, P2P, point-to-point application. How it work? For that, a bit of configuration we need to do that you can see in the course contents. That is what we mentioned. EC configuration for the P2P replication, ECP configuration for the P2P replication, everything we define in the course contents. Once you complete that, the data will flow automatically from EC to ECP. Because ECP is the payroll system, EC is the master data system. You are updating data in EC, automatically data need to flow to ECP. For that, SAP has given standard interface middleware that we call it the P2P. That way it will work. Now, coming to ECP product in SuccessFactors. Employee Central Payroll is the cloud payroll product. However, when they're designing Employee Central Payroll, they copied all your native functionality of SAP on-premise payroll engine, payroll schema into Employee Central Payroll. It means that though it is new technology, though it is advanced technology, advanced version of your SAP HCM, and it is cloud, the functionality of payroll driver, the functionality of payroll schema, the functionality of info type concept, the functionality of T code, transaction code, the configuration path, everything should be remain same when it comes to employee central payroll as well. However, employee central payroll, it is very advanced technology and it is very advanced version of your SAP HCM on-premise payroll because whatever you can see drawbacks in SAP HCM where that is not feasible, this is not feasible, everything can be achieved employee central payroll. Why? Because employee central payroll having ESS model, nothing but easy, where employee can download automatically payslip, where employee can see automatically payslip, where employee can print automatically, right after payroll, where employee can update master data. I mean that is person details, her person details like bank details, address details, person details, right? Where employee can apply leave in the application, time of application, where employee can update timesheet. All this functionality, new functionality where SAP HCM we do not have because SAP HCM not a ESS model, whereas employee central payroll you can consider ESS because it is integrating with EC, EC having ESS, employee self-service, EC having MSS, managed self-service. Because of that, we are getting every benefit, whatever we do not have SAP HCM, especially cloud. What is the cloud? What is the difference between cloud and non-cloud? SAP HCM, non-cloud, SAP ECP cloud. Then what is the difference? If you are a cloud customer, I mean that ECP customer, SAP is the responsible person to take care of your system infrastructure. It means that your systems, your server, everything. SAP is responsible for your data backup, data recovery, data storage, support pack upgradation, legal changes. Everything will be taken care by SAP system monitoring. You don't worry as a customer. As a customer, just you have to pay the license fees monthly basis, annual basis, quarterly basis per user, per module, whatever it is commercial. Rest of the things SAP will take care of. When it comes to non-cloud, say suppose you are a SAP on-premise system, on-premise customer, whatever I said just now, everything will be taken care by customer only. It means that customer has to take care of his system infrastructure, customer has to take care of system backup, data recovery, support pack level, legal changes, system monitoring is client responsibility. That is a major difference. Now, when it comes to cloud, Why customers are moving to cloud? As I mentioned the reason, in SAP HCM, there is no mechanism where employee can see after payroll completion, employee can download payslip directly. Employee can view payslip directly. That is not feasible SAP HCM. Whereas ECP having that capability. That is first advantage. Secondly, cloud. What is the benefit of cloud? Just now I already explained. Third, integration. EC as a front-end system, ECP payroll system. The data replication is taken care by SAP automatically through middleware P2P. You don't have to bother anything. The moment you enter any data in EC, automatically the data will flow to ECP automatically through P2P, point-to-point replication. So auto replication. And coming to fourth, in SAP HCM, as a employee, if you want to update your person details, your address details, your dependent details, your bank details, no option. You have to send a mail to HR, HR will update. But here, since ECP integrated with EC as a front-end system, where employee can update, part of ESS, employee self-service, he can go and update person details, address details, dependent details, anything related to personal. Flexibility, user-friendly. The screens are very beautiful. I mean that it is all Fury screens. The screen is Fury, designed by Fury screens. It is like mobile apps. Very easy to configure and very easy to use the application. And when it comes to SAP HCM, where if you have access, you can directly go change somebody's salary. You have access. You can change bank details. You can change dependent details. You can change whatever you want. When it comes to employee central payroll, that is not feasible because it is tightly integrated with workflows. It means that anything, everything you want to change in the front end system easy, like salary, like bank details, like address, zip code, whatever confidential information, you cannot change until the field is approved. I mean that the data is approved by someone else. It means that respective approval person. So during the implementation of EC, we can define if salary need to be changed, who is the approval person for that. We can create workflow, first level, second level, third level, fourth level. Once you change salary, it will not update automatically ECP. It will go to first level, second level, third level. Once all levels are approved, then only the data will be changed from $1,000 to 2,000, whatever it is. It means that full security. No one can do any fraud. No one can change without intimation. Everything based on the approval, which we don't have SAP. And fifth one, SAP HCM, whenever you want to do bulk load, like 10,000 employees, I need to upload salary changes, data, cost center, bank details. We cannot. There is the option LSMW, BDC, batch upload programs, some upload program, lengthy process. We need to write some code. We need to do some configuration. Very difficult. When it comes to SuccessFactors Employee Central Payroll, since front-end system is easy, all the master data will be updated easy. The data will replicate to ECP automatically in the replication programs. In ECP, we have replication programs, 4 programs. One replication program will take from EC automatically your org data, job data, position data into ECP automatically. One replication program, which is master data replication program, from EC, all the master data will be replicated to ECP in the info type. One replication program will take care of your options, paid options, unpaid options, and go and replicate in the 2001 options info type in ECP. Another replication program will take the time data, timesheet data from EC, replicated to 2010 in ECP. So everything is automation, right? This is the beauty of employee central payroll. Also, there are many benefits. SAP HR, if I want to do validation, employee master data validation, it means that when it comes to payroll, Generally, the payroll tasks are like this. When our payroll date comes, the cutoff date every month 25th, 30th, as a payroll manager, first you will validate master data, all employee. Any employee missing mandatory data like cost center, mandatory, bank details, mandatory, salary, mandatory, tax details, mandatory. I need to verify before starting payroll. I can validate one employee, two employee. I have 2 lakhs employee in our organization. How I can validate which person having cost center, which person not having cost center, which person having tax details, which person not having tax details. In SAP HR, no mechanism. Everything manual. We need to validate. But when it comes to employee central payroll, everything is automation. It means that the moment you implement employee central payroll means it is included PCC included P2P. Part of ECP, we are going to implement PCC P2P both because PCC P2P part of employee central payroll. So by using PCC application, what system will do? It will validate on behalf of you. It will show in the dashboard. During the simulation payroll is nothing but test payroll. So what payroll manager generally will do? He will run the simulation. During the simulation payroll itself, dashboard you will create. In the dashboard, you can see this employee not having bank details, this employee not having cost center, this employee not having tax details. Please take care. So you can take the data, go to EC, you can update cost center, you can update bank details, automatically validation will be removed. It means that on behalf of you, no matter you have 10 lakhs employee, 20 lakhs employee, it will validate all employee, it will throw in the dashboard. Everything automation because of ECP, new technology. And finally, SAP HR, if you want to run payroll, you have to remember sequence of steps. You have to remember T codes, transaction codes. If you want to run payroll, PC 00 underscore M40 underscore CALC, this is for India. If you want to run US, PC 00 M10 CALC for US, like the T codes. You have to remember what need to be done first, what need to be done second, what need to be done third. Everything you have to remember. Like if you want to run payroll in SAP, first you have to validate master data, then you have to run the simulation, then you have to go to control record, make sure that control record status must be released for payroll, then run live payroll, then exit payroll, then do release document, post document, bank transfer. All these having T codes. All this you have to remember. But when it comes to employee central payroll, because of PCC, everything is automation. The PCC itself will take care of validation, do simulation, release control record automatically, run live payroll automatically, exit payroll automatically, release posting document automatically, do posting document automatically, transfer posting document automatically, bank transfer automatically. Everything is automation. Whereas SAP HR, everything we need to do manually, step by step. Remember T codes, everything. Here, not required. That is the beauty of ECP. And currently, ECP is supporting almost 80 countries across the globe. Also, it is supporting country localization. If you are implementing India, according to India, whatever legal localization it will take. US, according to US. Middle East, according to Middle East. Very flexible, very user friendly. Coming to functionality. Whatever you can see SAP HCM functionality, calculation of gross net, off-cycle payment, retro calculation, quarterly forms, e-running forms, everything ECP as well we have. On top of that, you have more functionality. In this slide, you can see how data will replicate. You can see here two slides. I mean that two image. One is employee central, another employee central payroll. Employee central, as I mentioned, it is system of record, master data system, where you can update all your person information details, employment details, job information, salary details, everything, time detail, benefit details. The moment you enter, there is a middleware, P2P, point-to-point configuration. This is a middleware. It will capture this information. It will update in the ECP automatically. Once ECP received the data, then ECP will process payroll. Once payroll is completed, automatically the pay slips will be imported to EC, part of ESS. Employee can log in, he can check pay slip. Everything automation. And once payroll is completed, automatically the posting will be completed. The posting document will be sent to finance department automatically. Everything automation. And the PCC payroll control center, as I mentioned, automation tool that is directly embedded with EC, Employee Central. From SuccessFactors itself, we can run payroll. From SuccessFactors itself, we can validate. Everything is automation because the PCC embedded with EC SuccessFactors. Directly SuccessFactors itself, we can operate everything. This is configuration required for ECP, not required for ECP. When it comes to Employee Central payroll, configuration required, the below configuration required. Like what you do, SAP HCM configuration, enterprise structure creation, person structure creation, action reason, wage type structure, pay scale structure, work schedule, options type, schema, copy, and finally P2P configuration and PCC configuration completed. When it comes to ECP, what is not required? OM, organization management, not required. Job and position, it is moved to EC now. Time evaluation, not required. It is moved to EC now. EC consultant will take care of, right? The benefits which we discussed already. Cloud, employee can view pay statement automatically. Workflow, end user flexibility, automation of payroll, automation of validation, cloud, one central platform, and going forward, artificial intelligence. It is supporting success factor product now, including ECP. The features which I mentioned, once payroll is completed, how employee can see payslip. See, this is success factor. This is success factor product. This we call as employee central. Once payroll is completed ECP, automatically the payslip will be routed to EC. As a employee, I can log in. The moment I log in Employee Central, the home page, very first screen, it will appear like this, where you can say good morning. Now, this we call as a home page in SuccessFactor, where employee want to see payslip. Simply click on the payslip. Just click on the view my pay statement. You can see what is the gross net current month. You want to see total payslip. Click on the pay statement, the bottom. You can see end-to-end payslip. I want to see multiple payslip history. Click on the view pay history. See, you can see like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. How many months? You can print. This is related to payslip. The benefit of validation I explained, right? This is called PCC, Payroll Control Center. Now see, I just run simulation, immediately showing dashboard 42 errors. What is that? 9 people do not have bank details. Sorry, cost center. 14 people not having bank details. 19 people log for payroll, so that payroll will not be processed these 19 employees. I want to know for whom we have not updated cost center, for whom we have not updated bank detail. Everything can be displayed. If you double click on that, it will show employee number. This employee doesn't have cost center. If you go and check in the PA20, SAP, ECP, really don't have cost center. See, cost center is blank. So validation is working perfectly. You can update in EC cost center, it will replicate automatically. Field will be filled. See, bank information, not updated. All this validation we are having with the help of PCC. It is part of ECP. So here you can see process flow, EC and ECP process flow. Employee Central is the system of record. It is prerequisite for ECP implementation. All HR events are managed in Employee Central automatically. The replicated Employee Central payroll. Payroll will be run. Pay statement will be back to EC. Posting can be run. Posting document will be created on the posting document. Same. This is the process. How it is happening? Because of middleware, P2P. How P2P work? That is course of training. You can see one by one. what are the configuration we require to do for P2P configuration and PCC configuration. Everything you can see. This is the terminology between EC versus Employee Central. When it comes to Employee Central Payroll, as I mentioned, EC is the front-end system. Whatever you do configuration here in SAP ECP system, whatever you do configuration in ECP system, the same configuration EC consultant also will do in EC. ECP, enterprise structure you are creating, EC consultant, they will also create EC. EC, you are creating person structure, EC also they will create. Wage type, they will also create. Pay scale, they will also create. Everything should be same. Whatever they are going to configure, EC consultant, legal entity, pay component, everything, ECP also you have to create the same because configuration must be same. Whatever they are going to create a EC company code, you have to create the same company code. Whatever they are going to create pay component, nothing but wage type, you have to create. Everything should be same. So with that, you should know what is the terminology for that I updated here. You can see ECP. Generally, ECP we call it employee group, employee subgroup, wage type, something like that, payroll area. But same, they call it differently. They call it the legal entity. They call it event. They call it the pay group. They call it the location. They call it the pay component. See, everything you can see in the document which we are going to provide course of training. You everything you will get ECP implementation document, demo document. Along with that, many documents you will get, which is required for employee central payroll implementation, end to end, end to end. I just prepared 85 pages ECP implementation PPT, almost 85 pages, which has step-by-step configuration. What is the first step? What is the second step? With the screenshot, with the T code, everything I created on top of live scenarios. Every configuration you can see directly in the live system. Also, you will get 85 pages implementation PPT. Also, you will get required documents for ECP implementation. Everything part of ECP course. This particular slide explains about the landscape. In SuccessFactor EC, we have some clients will have EC dev, EC quality, EC production. But when it comes to employee central payroll, mandatorily we have to have three systems: EC dev, EC quality, EC production. The same way we need to have ECP dev, ECP quality, ECP production. Your EC dev system is integrated to ECP dev, quality to quality, production to production. SAP standard. Portlet. How data will be replicated ECP? Because ECP we have infotype concept. EC also we have infotype concept. But EC consultant they call it as a portlet. We call it as infotype. Both are same. Whatever you have EC portlet, the same we have ECP infotype. So that the moment you update any details like person details, it will update infotype too. Because EC person information portlet structure, ECP infotype 2 structure, fields, everything should be remain same because both are SAP product. They design such a way. So you update front-end system, it will update automatically back-end system ECP. This information will update here. This information update here like that. This is the SAP standard. You don't require to do anything. Point-to-point middleware, just middleware. To replicate data from EC to ECP, we are using point-to-point replication. This P2P will work only ECP customer. It never ever work any other customer. It is only meant for only data replication from EC to ECP. We are using P2P replication. These are the replication programs by which automatically from EC, the data will be replicated to employee central payroll by using all these four replication programs which are there in ECP. During the go live, we are going to schedule this background job, four background job before -1 day go live. So that once go live is done, automatically these programs will run in background job. It will fetch data EC and update in the ECP automatically on the real-time basis. What customer can do, what SAP can do when it comes to employee central payroll. This slide will explain. Customer, nothing. Get the right partner, do implementation, execute the testing, do the payroll process. That is your job. Rest of them I will take care of. I mean SAP. System infrastructure, data storage, server maintenance, any support pack upgradation, legal changes, backup, disaster recovery, system provisioning, everything is my responsibility. I mean the SAP ECP, cloud, SAP responsibility. So these are all just assumption. As a ECP consultant, you may have some doubts. how it work EC and ECP. So I have given table like question. If somebody asks, can we use SAP payroll system, SAP HANA payroll system, SAP ECP system for payroll? No, you cannot use multiple systems. At any given point of time, you can use only one system. You want to use ECP, stop S4 HANA payroll, ECC payroll, work EC payroll. You want to work ECC payroll, stop S4 HANA payroll, stop EC payroll, just work on that. You want to work S4 HANA payroll, stop ECP and stop EC. It means that at any given point of time, you can work only one system, that is employee central payroll, whatever you want. You cannot work multiple systems for payroll. Without EC, can we implement ECP? No, that is not feasible because EC is the master data system. Without master data, no employee, no payroll, mandatory. Can we use lift and shift? We already implemented SAP HCM. You are saying ECP is the latest technology. We are moving to ECP. Can we copy all the configuration to ECP? That is not feasible. It is fresh implementation. Can we use a different middleware for EC to ECP data replication? No. Apart from P2P, you cannot use anywhere. It will not work. Are the same T codes? Are the same info type? Are the same configuration we do ECP? Yes, you are correct. Same T code, same path, same info type, but with many enhancement, many advanced features. Posting, we can use the same. Can we update master data directly ECP? No, that is not feasible because ECP, it is payroll system. No data can be updated directly. Everything, anything, you have to update EC only. ECP consultant required EC knowledge. Answer is no, not required. Just you have basic understanding. That basic understanding part of ECP training that I will take care of. You don't worry. So this is all about ECP demo deck by which you might understand what is employee central payroll. Any questions?